we've got practically a guaranteed brawl this upcoming weekend on Top Rank. You got two Mexican top-rated fighters in Emanuel Navarrete against Oscar Valdez. And yeah, like I said, guaranteed brawl because both of these guys love to bring it. And honestly, it's the main event of a pretty stacked card. But before we get into that, we're all takes no whiffs. I'm Christian. That's Alex. And Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. That's honestly a fight to really anticipate. And it's dope that it's a world title fight. Navarrete obviously owns the WBO junior lightweight title. And Oscar Valdez, he's had a solid showing after the Shakur loss, and he's really just trying to get another world title again because when Valdez is on point, I would say he's a low world champion level for sure. And this matchup is just it's going to be dope because stylistically, I think this match is up to just be a banger.
Oh yeah, and kind of like your point there with Oscar Valdez, that's kind of what I'd like to see him is put everything together in one fight because he is an excellent, excellent, great fighter when he puts everything together, but he
Hmm.
usually just doesn't do it and put it all together in one fight. And Navarrete, he has looked pretty iffy in his last two fights. He did get dropped by Liam Wilson in the fourth round in his last fight, but
Crazy.
came back and kind of dominated that fight and ended up ending it in the ninth round. But a lot of people are kind of skeptical about his shape and how he is and everything, but he says he's looking a lot better and feeling a lot better for this fight. So it's one thing I'll be looking at for Navarrete. But how are you thinking this fight is going to go? Because I honestly think there's going to be a lot of punches in this. Like you said, it's going to be an absolute brawl.
So here's my thing. Navarrete, I feel like he's the one who likes to throw punches a lot. But Oscar Valdez definitely likes to respond. He's a fighter. At the end of the day, I feel like he's a little more calculated than Navarrete, I feel like.
No, for sure.
But it's just Navarrete has the physical, like the size and the reach advantage. But Valdez is a lot faster than Navarrete when I'm thinking about it. So
Better on his feet, too.
better on his feet. And it's just honestly, it really depends on the shape. Shape is a huge factor for this fight for sure for both Navarrete and Valdez, because if Valdez comes in on point, to be honest, I think speed kills, and I think that's going to be what it is. But if Navarrete comes in and he actually can come in with improved speed, that can make things a lot more interesting from the outside because speed from the outside is definitely key. And it's a lot of punches, like you said. It's really a lot of punches. There's going to be a lot of moments of not the most technical boxing, I feel like, and there's going to be brawling for sure. It's gonna get down to a it's gonna become a dirty fight at some point. Not really dirty in like the fact like they're cheating, but like it's gonna be like a lot of slugging, I think.
Yeah, and I like the point you brought up about some like awkward punches and stuff because this man Navarrete, he has that lunging uppercut he likes to throw from a distance, which honestly in this fight I feel like is not going to be a good punch
No,
for him because
that's exactly.
if he can counter that and figure out a way, he's going to put him out.
And then that's the thing. It's not a fast punch at all. It's like he bends
Mhm.
down and then it's like he'll do that shit from like really far.
He's not looking either.
Yeah, no, and then it's just it's not it's the speed thing. I feel like Valdez easily could just step out of line. I
Mhm.
catch him with the left hook and his wraps right there. I could see that happening for sure. But at the same time, if Navarrete works like if he starts off from long range, tries to break Valdez down, and then does what he does best after, I think that'd be a good game plan for him.
Oh yeah, and kind of like I was saying with the long range, I mean, or Navarrete, he likes that long range too. Valdez likes to be on the inside, and I feel like if Valdez can figure out how to get on the inside at some point in this, then he's gonna have a really good chance in this fight because he's once he can get inside, he's really good. And Navarrete, he just doesn't want to fight on the inside.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, cool if I kind of transition into the prediction with this point
Hmm.
right here. But yeah, the thing is with that, I think Valdez is key to winning, and I see this being the most likely thing. To be honest, he's got to bait Navarrete. It's just Navarrete. He's going to end up reaching at some point. That's he. At the end of the day, that's what his go-to is. I feel like, and Valdez just needs to capitalize on that. Really, bait him, have him come in, catch him with something, and I think Valdez is super capable of that because at the end of the day, Team Canelo. That's where he's at. Eddie Reynoso is going to get him right. I have a feeling he is, and with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Oscar Valdez to win this WBO world title, and I think he's gonna do it in a late round stoppage, probably round 10.
I like it. I like it. This is a second opportunity at getting it. He tried to get it when he fought Shakur Stevenson, but once Shakur vacated it, now Navarrete got it when it was vacant. So maybe he can get it on his second turnaround. But this is honestly a true 50-50 fight. I feel like either guy can win this fight. So I think I'm going to go on the opposite end of you. I think Navarrete, everything I said, that long range, he's going to keep Valdez at distance. He's going to catch him at some point. I definitely think that it will be a stoppage for either fighter if either of them do win. I don't think this is going to reach
Oh
the
yeah,
final bell, but Navarrete round 8 stoppage. I'll go with that.
I feel that, and honestly, yeah, I agree with the fact that I don't think that it's gonna see the final bell, but at the same time, I could kind of see it making it to the final bell, just like a slugfest. I feel like both of these guys are kind of solid, but Valdez being a little more solid. I haven't seen him hurt as bad as Navarrete before. At the end of the day, but if both come in top shape, I feel like Navarrete is not going to be in a position to get hurt like he did against Liam Wilson. So it's just that I do kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He looked chubby in that fight. I'm not gonna lie. He just didn't
No,
look in
he did.
shape like that. He just didn't look in shape, and definitely going to take Oscar Valdez a lot more serious. But yeah, I feel like you definitely have a good point with Navarrete. At the end of the day, he's got the size advantage for sure, and definitely power advantage. But at the same time, it's really just it depending on the range. I think Valdez he's going to cook with power on the inside, of course, but 55-45 fight. I'm going to say that. No, I'm fine. Last time we saw a 50-50 fight going into it, though, it wasn't that. So I think
Mm,
either one of us might be right again. There's always a chance for that. And before we wrap this up, we talked about the undercard, full of names that we definitely all recognize. You got Raymond Muratalla. He's returning to the ring, and honestly, that's a pretty good
solid
matchup
matchup.
because I'm not too familiar with Diego Torres, but he's coming into this matchup 17-0, 16 KOs. That's solid if you ask me. And then you got Richard Torrez, heavyweight prospect, of course.
Let's see him box, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, hopefully Willie Jake Jr. Shout out his parents for that name. Hopefully, he can make a test for Richard Torres, but at the same time, I don't
No
know.
one's tested him yet.
And then you also got Emiliano Vargas, son of Fernando Vargas, former boxer. Obviously, you guys are familiar with him. He's definitely early 2000s standout name for sure. Late 90s, I'm pretty sure as well. I just wasn't alive in most of the late 90s, so don't get at me if I was wrong. But for a really solid weekend of boxing, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of think this is the standout card. It's just you got a really dope main event, really stacked undercard. The other two cards that we're gonna be covering, really stacked cards too, if you ask me. It's just this main event right here. It's one that I've been really looking forward to be honest. But if you guys have been looking forward to it as well, go ahead and subscribe because next week we're coming through with our recap, and it's definitely gonna be a big fight to talk about. I cannot wait for that. Can't wait to see what the result is for this fight. And if you guys may, please leave a like. We appreciate any and all support.
Oh, yeah, we appreciate all the support in any way possible. But also, let us know down in the comments who you think is going to be winning this main event, Oscar Valdez or Emmanuel Navarrete. And also let us know which top prospect you're looking forward to on fighting on this undercard, too. I'm really looking forward to Richard Torrez Jr. I want to see this guy box a little more, be a little more of a boxer. So hopefully that can happen. But until then, peace.
Peace.